You're welcome. Okay, so quickly, I'd like to know who I have on the platform. I'd like to know the learners I have on this platform. So let's get into meeting everyone right now. I'd like to meet everyone so we can get it rolling. We can get it rolling and we can get to this class. All right, so I want to believe that you all have your questions for me. Your questions are set, and then you are ready to, have a fun time with math today. Okay, so if that be the case, can you unmute your microphone? Tell me your name, please. Just unmute your audio and tell me your name. All right, so who do I start with? So who do I start with? Just unmute your microphone and tell me your name. All right, so I can know what I have in this class. Oh, okay, so who do I have in the class today? Go ahead, please, go ahead.
Okay, Deborah.
Okay, what's Deborah? Deborah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Deborah, you are in which level? What's your level? Are you in year 7? Are you in year 8? Are you in year 9?
I'm in year 9.
Year 9, okay, GS3. That's good. All right, so who else do we have on the platform apart from Deborah? If you can hear me, who else do we have on the platform? Hello, we have Ayomide. Ayomide, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Ayomide, you are in which level? Let me remember. I'm trying to recall that. What's your level?
Year 9.
Year 9. Oh, that's awesome. So we have a lot of year 9 today. That's great. Okay, so we have the Infinix user. If you can hear me, what's your name and what's your level? So who is the Infinix user? If you can hear me, what's your name and what's your level? Oh, I guess the bearer is not connected. Okay, so the Infinix user, I can see you in your video, like you. So I need to know your name. And then Moyo, sorry, can you hear me? Okay. Your audio is muted, so I can't hear you. Moyo, sorry, you have muted your audio, so I cannot hear you.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so Moyo, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so there are Simia Falabi, how are you doing today?
Fine.
Great. So what's your level? What's your level? What's your level?
Year 7.
Year 7, oh, GSS 1.
Yeah, just 1, year 7.
Oh, that's great. You're welcome. Welcome to class. Okay, so let's just get straight into today's business. Yeah, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. Okay, so let's get into the business of the day and let's get this rolling. A moment while I open the board and we just get started. Okay. Right, so that's great. So at the moment, I have to. You can mute your audio. And when it's time for you to talk, you can then unmute yourself. All right, so you can mute your audio. That's me. You can mute your audio.
Mute your audio. Mute your audio.
You can mute your audio. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's serious. All right. So that's by the way. So let's get into this. So I think I'd like to start with those that are in year 7 this morning. Let me take your questions, and so that from there we can take our bearing for today. All right. So let's start with those that are in year 7, and then we'll kick it off from there. Okay, so if you're in year 7, can you please unmute your microphone? Okay. All right. Great. All right, so good. So there are some, so tell me, what question do you have for me this morning? What's your question? What question would you like us to look at together this morning?
Board mass.
Board mass. Yes, 7 board mass. Okay, good. All right, so that's nice. So let me start with Jarasimi this morning, and then we'll look at board mass. I hope you have your pen and writing materials there.
Yes.
Okay, let's just take a little journey into board mass together with you. All right, so let's get into board mass now. All right, so right, so you talk about board mass, and then let me quickly say again too that board mass is a principle that is adopted in adding, subtracting, dividing, and multiplying. So board mass is a principle that is used when it comes to addition, when it comes to subtraction, when it comes to multiplying and division. So board mass tells you what the order should be, tells you which one should come first, which one should follow, like that and like that and like that. And we have it, B talks about the bracket. Okay, so when you have an expression, yeah, the first thing you need to deal with is the bracket. So board mass says deal with the bracket first of all. All right, if you have a bracket in the expression, okay, so the first thing is to take care of the bracket. And when the bracket is taken care of, you cannot think of O. I don't know if you're writing. So the first thing to do is B talks about a bracket. B talks about a bracket. All right, then O talks about off. Okay, so O says you find anything like off right there. All right, so that's the next thing to look at. But the first thing you need to look at is the bracket. All right, check out for bracket in the expression. So if you have a bracket in the expression, yeah, you have to deal with that first of all. And then if you have a half in the expression, then the next thing you have to look at is how to deal with the half. Right, so that's what board mass is actually all about. That's what board mass is actually all about. So if you have a half, you need to take care of the half, and then when you are done doing that, when you are taking care of the half, the next thing to watch out for is the division. If you have a division in the expression, then you have to take care of the division. You have to do the division. All right, you have to get into that. You have to get into that. All right, then the M stands for the multiplication. All right, okay, so if you have a multiplication in the expression, after the division, you can now consider that. You can now consider that the M for the multiplication. The next is for the A. And the A now talks about addition. Finally, we have the S that talks about subtraction. So the S talks about subtraction. Finally, we have the S that talks about subtraction. Finally, we have the S that talks about subtraction. All right, so that's what you have for board mass. All right, let me quickly say this, that board mass is not only used for fractions. All right, whether what you have involve fractions, whether what you have involved those whole numbers. All right, so whether it's whole numbers, whether it's fractions, all right, the principle you apply is board mass. For example, now, let's take examples. So then let's say you have something like number 1, you have 3 plus 5 times 2, okay, minus 8. Check this out. You have 3 plus 5 times 2 minus 8. Now look at this. If you want to deal with this, all right, so the first thing to check out for, let's check out for the B. Do we have a bracket? Oh, we don't have a bracket. All right, so let's check for the off. Do we have enough? We don't have enough. Okay, let's check again for the division. Do we have a division? Oh, there's no division. Okay, next is the multiplication. Question, do we have a multiplication? That has me, do we have a multiplication? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. There are some unmute your audio so I can hear your voice. Yeah. There are some, so I said, is that multiplication here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So now that there's multiplication here, that means I need to take care of the multiplication. Now the multiplication is 5 multiplied by 2. Okay? The multiplication is 5 multiplied by 2. All right, so I'm going to do that. So that gives me 3 plus, now 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. That will be 3 plus 10. Then minus 8. I'll put it there, minus 8. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so there are some, can you tell those around you that they need to lower their voice so that this recording will be affected? Okay. Okay. Okay, so so next we have is 3 plus 10 minus 8. Then after multiplication, the next thing is addition. So that means I'm going to add. All right, so 3 plus 10 is 13. 3 plus 10 is 13. Yes, why am I doing that? I'm doing that because addition comes before subtraction. I'm doing that because addition comes before subtraction. You need to add before subtracting. Addition comes before subtraction. Please do take note of that. Addition comes before subtraction. Addition comes before subtraction. Addition comes before subtraction. Take note of that, please. All right, so 3 plus 10 is 13 now. So that's going to be 13 minus 8. That finally gives you 5. Gives you 5. So you see how I have applied board mass in solving this question. Can you see that?
Yes.
Great, great, great. So that's how you apply board mass when you are solving the questions. All right, like I said, it can be fractions and it can be whole numbers like what you have here. All right, so which of each you have, you can go ahead and apply board mass when solving. Okay, so let me give you a classwork. Let me give you a classwork, something to work on while I quickly attend to the year 9 students. Let me give you a classwork. Can you see the questions?
Yes.
Okay, so there are some this for you. We're written down the questions.
Okay. What do you say?
Have you written the questions?
Yes.
Okay, you have written the 5 questions.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead with them and continue solving them. I'll come back to that later. All right, so
Okay. Okay.
So if you are in year 9, can you unmute your microphone, please? Hello. If you are in year 9, please kindly unmute your microphones. Year 9 students, can I hear you?
Hello.
Okay, great. So year 9 students, what do you want me to help you with this morning?
Factorization.
Okay, say factorization. Okay, great. Okay, that's awesome. Factorization. Okay. So what else? Zero factorization. Zero factorization. Okay, is that just what we have? All right, so factorization. All right, that's good. Yeah. Please, who say factorization? Let me know who that is. Hello. Hello. Please, who said factorization? Ayomide, can you hear me?
Me,
Yes,
my
sir.
surgery.
Okay, sorry, you said factorization. Oh, great, okay. So, Ayomide, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ayomide, are you also in year 9?
So we can hear you.
Okay, are you together?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Ayomide and Moyo, sorry, you are together. Oh, that's great.
No.
Okay, Ayomide and Kosi, you are together. Okay. I just want to be sure. Okay, fine. All right, so let's get into factorization for Ayomide now. For Moyo, sorry, rather. So, Ayomide, what do you want me to look at? What do you want me to help you with this one? Again, please say that again.
Compound interest.
Compound interest. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so Moyo, sorry, says factorization. So let's get into that. Let's get into factorization. Sorry says okay, and then Ayomide says compound interest. This is alright, so that's fine. Okay, so let's get into this one by one now. Let's start with factorization and let's see what that's all about. Okay, so factorization has to do with factors. All right, so you have a factor, you have an expression, you have an algebraic expression that have factors, and then you have to discover the factor, and then when you discover the factor, then you use that to simplify the algebraic expression. So that is what that's all about. All right, so and let's say we have an expression like 4x y plus 12y squared. You ask to factorize this expression. We're going to factorize 4xy plus 12y squared. All right, so what are you to watch out for? So what you are to watch out for is simply the factor. You have two terms here. You have two terms. You have 4xy as the first term, and you have plus 12y squared as the second term. What you simply do is to check out the factors that they have in common. Okay, you look for what can I find in the first term and also find again in the second term. All right, they are common factors. All right, not just their common factors, right, but the highest common factor of both expressions. Of both expressions. Okay, so in doing that, so I have to figure out the highest common factors of both expressions. Okay. Moyo, sorry, can you hear me? Hello, Moyo, sorry, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So can you tell me what's the highest common factor of these two expressions?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sorry. Yeah, so can you tell me what's the highest common factor of both expressions? Like what is common to both expressions? If you look at 4xy and you look at 12y squared, you should discover that 4, you should discover that 4 can go through 4xy and can also go through 12y squared. So 4 is one of the 4 is one of the highest common factors, especially for the numbers. So 4 can divide 4xy and 4 can also divide 12y squared. All right. And another thing again is that could go through is y. So y can also go through, yeah, y can also go through. All right. So y, yeah. So and after that there's no more, and then I open the bracket. So I've been able to figure out the highest common factors. So the highest common factors for 4xy and for 12y squared is 4y. Is 4y. Is 4y. Now, another another way to figure that out. Another way to figure that out is to do this. Is to use the ladder method. And another way to find what the highest common factor is to use the ladder method. What's the ladder method? It's something like this. Let me show you what the ladder method looks like. So you come and say 12y squared or x squared. That's the ladder method. And you have to say, okay, so what can divide through? Okay, 4 can divide, okay, 4 in 12y squared is 3y squared. And 4 in 4xy is xy. And again, you ask, what can divide again? You see, y can divide, and then you use y to divide. And so y in 3y squared is 3y, and y in xy is just x. Is just x. Okay, so that means 4y. 4 times y is 4y. So that means 4y is the highest common factor. And when you use 4y to divide 12y squared and 4xy, what you're left with is 3y for 12y squared and x for 4xy. So when you do this, you know what should be in the bracket. When you use the ladder method to divide and to find the highest common factor, then you know what should be left in the bracket. So like I said, for 12y squared, what you have left is 3y. And for 4xy, what you have left is x. So I'm going to write x here and plus 3y in this bracket. So that's what you have. All right. So the ladder method helps you to easily know what should be in the bracket. All right. And also what should be outside the bracket. So you're going to be finding the highest common factor, greatest common factor of the terms you have in the expression. And after finding the highest common factor, all right, that will be the factor. That will be what you have outside the bracket. And when you open the bracket, what you have after dividing with the highest common factor tells you what should be in the bracket. Tells you what should be in the bracket. So that's what we have. That's what we have for factorization. So quickly, let me give you some questions to work on. You know, Moyo, sorry. Let me give you some questions to work on, so I can take compound interest, which is the next focus for this morning. Alright, so let me give you questions here. So Moyo, sorry, please take a question. Take a question. Factorize the following. That's number one. Number two, 6 Okay. Next to that is so Moyo, sorry, this for you. Moyo, sorry, can you hear me? Hello. Hello, Moyo, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope you. This is your. Can you see your classwork?
Yes, sir.
So go ahead. Go ahead with it. So the third one, that's that's all right. So these three questions are for you. Moyo, sorry, please. Have you written on the question?
Yes, sir.
I want to take it up. All right. So go ahead and work on the questions. Okay. So Ayomide, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So let's talk about what's it called now? Compound interest for you. Compound interest. Okay, so basically, compound interest has a formula. All right, so there are two ways to go about compound interest. There are two ways to do that. It's either you use the formula method or you use the manual method, which involves, you know, doing it year by year based on the number of years you have at large. But it's just better to use the formula method. So that that is better. That is better. That is better. Okay, who says I can't see the question? Please, please unmute your mic. Let me hear your voice. Who says I can't hear the question? Is it that asking me?
I can't see the question.
Who is that? Is that asking me?
Deborah, I can't see.
Taiwo Simeon. Okay, is the question for you? The question is not for you. All right, Deborah, can you hear me? Hello. Okay, Deborah, you're which level?
Year 9.
Year 9. Okay. I hope you're following what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, great, good. Did you write down the question I gave him? Moyo, sorry, on factorization? Okay, okay, great, great, great. Okay, so we have we also have we have Zainab, we have Zainab, and we have Taiwo Simeon. We have Taiwo Simeon, okay, on the platform, and we also have okay, Zainab, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Zainab, you are in which class? What's your level?
Yes, too.
Yes, two. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, thank you for joining us. Just follow us as we move on. I'll get to you soon. Okay, so
sir.
Ayomide, are you there? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So let's talk about compound interest. All right, so I'll show you the formula. Show you the formula when it comes to dealing with compound interest. A equals to P into bracket 1 plus R over 100 per N. Ayomide, have you seen this formula before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So this is the formula you use to find the amount at the end of the years for the compound interest. So to now get the compound interest,
So you are using the same.
so to now get the compound interest, what you do is you say compound interest CI is equal to amount minus principal. The principal at the beginning of the investment or at the beginning of the savings or whatever it is that happened in the transaction. That's what you do. For compound interest, what you can do first of all is to find the A, which is the amount using this formula. When you use this formula, this A equals to P into bracket, blah, blah, blah. So it gives you the amount at the end of the year specified in the question for the compound interest. So when you do that, at the end of after getting the amount, then you do the amount minus the principal to now get the compound interest. That's the way you do it. Just like for simple interest, normally for simple interest, when you find the formula interest using PRT over 100, if you ask to find the amount, you add the principal to the interest to get the amount. Amount is principal plus interest. Okay, the same thing applies here too, for compound interest. All right, so compound interest plus the principal equals to the amount. So compound interest will be equal to the amount minus the principal. So what you have to do is to use the formula A equals to P 1 plus R 100 blah, 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 to get your amount. Then amount minus principal, that gives you the. Now, Ayomide, please unmute your microphone. Let's talk. Hello, Ayomide.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, can you locate a question there on compound interest and apply this formula to solve it? Can you do that?
Okay, sir.
Okay, good. So let me know. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Find the question and solve applying this. Okay, but before you do that, let me talk about what all of this stands for. P is the principal, R is the rate, and N is the number of years. Do you understand that, Remedy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, great. So go ahead. Apply it in solving questions on compound interest, and you will be fine. So okay. So let me take Zeno. I have Zeno is here, and Simeon Inyolua. Simeon. Okay. So Zeno, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing today?
Fine, sir.
Okay, so it's good to have you in class. Good to have you in class.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So what do you want me to help you with this morning?
Directed numbers, multiplication and division.
Multiplication and division of directed numbers. Awesome. Can you give me an example, Zainab?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me an example. Let me write it down.
Okay. Brackets plus 1, brackets plus 3, brackets is equal to plus 4. I don't understand.
Okay. Bracket plus 1, bracket plus 3. So multiplication and division of directed numbers. All right. So awesome. Now this is there are a few things you need to understand when it comes to directed numbers. Few things you need to understand. Let me
Yes.
point them out. Let me point them out here. Now, the first thing is minus. First thing is minus multiplied by minus is plus. So Zainab, I need you to write this down. Minus multiplied by minus is plus. Are you writing it down?
Okay.
Then minus multiplied by
Yes,
plus. When negative multiplies positive, it gives you negative. Then positive multiplied by negative is negative. Also, positive multiplied by positive gives you positive. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So these four things are very important for you to note. Negative multiplied by negative gives you positive. Negative multiplied by positive gives you negative. Positive multiplied by negative gives you negative. Also, positive multiplied by positive gives you positive. This is really pretty important for you to note. And for division, let me show you these two for division. For division, negative divided by negative gives you positive. What? Okay, maybe let me put it the other way. So negative divided by negative is positive. Can you see that? Negative divided by positive is negative, and positive divided by negative is negative, and finally positive divided by positive is positive.
Okay, sir.
So can you see the two things I put on the screen for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So negative. So now, what is the application of what you have on the screen now? Let me show you the application. This is the application here. If you have something like, say, you have something like, you have plus 3 into bracket minus 4. Now, and you ask is equal to what? Now look at the screen. This is basically talking about multiplication. It's talking about multiplication. So what you want to do is you want to do 3 multiplied by 4, and you want to do positive multiplied by negative. Can you see that? Two things.
Yes, sir.
Two things. 3 multiplied by 4 and negative multiplied by positive. So 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Is 12. Okay, but then let's deal with the sign first. So negative multiplied by positive. Positive multiplied by negative is negative.
Negative.
Yeah, so and 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. That gives you minus 12. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So that's what you have. That's what you have. All right. So that's all about multiplying and dividing direct numbers. All right. It's the principle you have in these two boxes that you have to always bear in mind and work with. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So that's good. So let me give you a few questions to try to work on.
Okay.
So just work on these questions. Just few to practice right now. So So Zainab, work on these two questions.
Okay, sir.
Quick one. So I believe everyone is working. Simeon Niolua. Simeon, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Simeon, what's your level?
Grade 7.
Okay, you're in year 7. Oh, that's good.
Yes.
So what would you want me to help you with this morning?
Volume.
Volume. Okay, volume of what?
Keyboard.
Keyboard. Volume of the keyboard. Okay.
Yes.
That's good. Let's get into that together. Okay, so we're looking at volume for senior, volume and the volume of the keyboard. Okay, so the volume of the keyboard is the length multiplied by the breadth multiplied by the height. Simeon, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So if you are given any keyboard and then you are asked to find the volume, all right, so it's simply the length multiplied by the breadth multiplied by the height. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Great, great, great. So that's how volume is found. That's how volume is found. The length multiplied by the breadth multiplied by the height. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Good, 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 good. Do you have any textbook around you there or something?
Yes.
Okay, can you check out for a question on volume for keyboard?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
5 number 1 over 3 meter. That's the length.
okay.
Breadth 3 meters. Height 2 number 1 over 8 meters. We have to find the volume.
Okay, great, great. So what do? You multiply the length by the breadth and the height. Can you try that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, and then you can convert the fractions to improper fractions, first of all. You convert the fractions to improper fractions, and then you work on. After doing that, then you can multiply the three of them to get the value of the volume.
Okay, sir.
That's good. Well done. Okay. So I think we have been able to go through everyone today. I think everyone has been attended to today now. So at this moment. Okay, so it's time to start wrapping up. It's time to start wrapping up. All right. So it's I like to encourage everyone. It's not really possible for me to give everybody equal attention in this class. All right, and that's why I like to encourage everyone to sign up for one-on-one classes. So when you sign up for one-on-one classes, you can have access to a one-on-one tutor, someone that will teach you one-on-one, and that will explain all of these things to you personally, so you can understand it very well. So please sign up for the one-on-one classes greatly. All right, so you can have enough